Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Gaming with me, Tony Mo. Welcome back to Fallout 4, and we're here with yet another custom weapons spotlight. Today we're going to be taking a look at my laser rifle that I call Lazer Licked. Yes. Everybody's probably going to freak out now because I decided to shoot in the... It's okay. Don't worry, everybody. I'm just test firing the weapon. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at Lazer Licked and see what Lazer Licked is all about. Lazer Licked is... as I said, my laser rifle that is pretty much set up as a laser sniper rifle. But the great thing about it is it's not just a one-shot bolt-action sniper or like semi-automatic DMR. Well, it is more like that. And it only has a 6-round magazine. But it also happens to be a legendary. So we have critical shots do double damage and the critical meter fills 15% faster. Even though I don't have the most upstanding skill when it comes to science weapons, this thing is still one of my go-to weapons for taking down raiders, as well as a lot of instances when I'm dealing with ghouls. This is actually, you know, just as effective. That being said, on certain enemies, it's not the best, but hey, that's kind of just how Fallout 4 works, right? Like, certain weapon types work better against certain enemies, and if you take one of the perks early on, you can kind of see the weaknesses of certain enemy types and better decide what weapon to use in each situation. But this thing has really done me well when tearing up some raiders. The critical damage that I can land with this when using my critical meter, oh, it's insane. I mean, we're talking killing full legendary enemies with one shot. Especially if I'm in stealth and I get the, you know, stealth bonus, 2.3 damage or something like that. Now that I've started to take on more perks in the stealth department, this thing just absolutely decimates. And I don't even have it maxed out. It's not really a finished custom weapon yet. I still have plans for it in the future, but let's take a look at how it's currently built. So we're running the boosted capacitor. Again, not really the highest option here, but it is going to kick our damage up to 76, which is a pretty nice leap above what we see with the standard capacitor. It's, again, not huge, but it is going to reduce our ammo capacity. I do have a sniper barrel, which, again, kind of just what makes this thing so special. You see if you put the short barrel on, or a long barrel, or automatic barrel, you can see the huge damage difference, 48 up to 76. Hipfire accuracy is going to be poor, the ammo capacity is pretty poor, recoil is pretty high, but again, it's all about that damage and range. Really trying to make this sort of like a crazy burst damage weapon, where it's just about doing, like, you know, 3 or 4 shots that are insanely high damage. That's the plans for the finished build. So moving down, the full stock is, it's alright. Eventually I'm definitely going to be either running the recoil compensating stock or the marksman stock to get even more exceptional sight accuracy. We might even put a scope on at that point. And again, it's really going to help our recoil with all of our different sights if we go with something like the recoil compensating sight. But sadly, I need science rank 2, and I have yet to drop a point into that. So right now, full stock is just going to have to do. For the sight options, I'm running the reflex sight. As I said, I'll probably go with the short scope once I get one of those sight options on there. I can't see myself really messing around with any of the longer scope stuff. I kind of like the ability to use this in more close quarter situations. I don't want it to be a full-on sniper or DMR type build. I want it to be more kind of in your face, like I said, burst damage, just a really great solid rifle. Kind of like the M1 Garand of laser rifles, would be the best way to put it. Last but not least, we have our muzzle. Right now I'm running the beam focuser. Again, we're probably going to stay with the beam focuser. It's just going to be a matter of kicking it up to the fine-tuned beam focuser once we hit rank 2. But right now, beam focuser really is a perfect combination for, again, once again, make sure we have great recoil. We have great recoil, great accuracy, and also increasing our range. I mean, you can see the difference from no muzzle all the way up to beam focuser. So going from 227 up to 251. Not bad at all. As much as I am using this in close quarters, like, I just want the range number to be high. I feel that's important in making sure that my numbers in VATS are going to be high, but I'm probably going to mess around with this a little bit more and kind of see where things go. Honestly, experimentation is the best thing you can do. You can look at the numbers, but then to see how those numbers then perform inside of something like VATS or outside of VATS is really where you get to test them and see how they work in the field. But for now, pretty much limited to the beam focuser because of my current science rake. So, you know, not a bad setup though. Honestly, I've been super impressed with this. It was enough to let me put down, again, a laser rifle that I got earlier on that was a legendary from one of the factions. That is just, you know, a really good rifle as a whole, but this thing is kind of just taking the place of it. The nice thing about this was when I actually picked it up, it was just a pistol, I believe. and I managed to put the stock on it. I found another laser rifle with the sniper barrel on it, and I swapped it out, and there you go. Like, I was all ready to go. So, you know, again, we talked about this in the modding tutorial about, you know, taking weapon parts from weapons that you pick up to build, you know, awesome weapons. And that's very much what this is a product of. You know, it's a lot of pieces from other weapons. Like the beam focuser, I didn't even build that. I got that off a laser pistol. And I robbed it and I put it on this thing, and there you go. We have Lazer Licked all ready to rock and roll. Honestly, I strongly recommend diving into energy weapons. Like if you're someone who's looking to use firearms, anyways, you know, you're not going full melee or stealth melee or anything like that. Don't ignore the energy weapons. You know, even without like having all of the required stats to do really high damage with them, like, you know, they're a lot of fun. And because Fallout 4 doesn't work the same way that Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas did, you can still be really effective with them, you know, without having a lot of points in science. And I just think they're a hell of a lot of fun. You listen to the audio effects for the laser rifles. They are wicked cool. I haven't really looked into using any of the Institute ones yet, but I definitely think I want to build an Institute-style laser rifle down the line, probably something automatic. So I've got plans for a lot of the energy weapons. They're just wicked cool. I really like them. I feel like they're some of the more rarer weapon types to find in the game, especially a lot of the plasma weapons are exceptionally rare. I have one, and it was like the only one I found from a vendor that I paid a lot of money for. So super stoked about this weapon. I called it Lazer Licked because I'd like to think that the raiders who see their friends headshotted by this red laser beam of death will turn and say to themselves, you know, when they get back home, if they manage to survive, they'll tell the story of like, what happened to Johnny? But, well, Johnny got laser licked. And that's what they'll say. And there's the legend of my Lazer Licked laser rifle here in my very own wasteland. If you guys have any laser or energy-based weapons of your own that you've been customizing, legendary or otherwise, feel free to share them with me and everybody else down in the comment section below. And I will very much see you in the next one.